I'm going to bring our next guest. That is our coach, Yannick. Coach Yannick, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Kohila?
Very good. Very good. I think I want to do a breathing exercise to just calm both of us down. How about that? Because I
Sounds
feel
great.
I was figuring out my brain too much here with us. So you're here to talk about from chaos to coherence to restoring the rhythm within. Who's
Correct.
excited for Yannick? Yes. It takes a bit delayed. That's why I'm waiting. Yes. Welcome. See, I told you.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Awesome. So, what is a breath exercise that you do that you can share with our audience?
I have one that I'm going to do.
Have one. Okay,
Do you
do
want
another
me to?
one. Okay, then if you have it, I can wait. I thought you
Okay.
didn't have one, but let's just take a breath.
Let's just take a breath. Yes.
We're here. She's here. She's only taking the breath that she has available right now. She didn't take one from yesterday, the one she did, or she's
That's
not
right.
taking the one from tomorrow. She
Yeah.
just took the one she has available now. And
Mhm.
please also take the one you have available now and come back and be present with Yannick. Thank you, Yannick. It's all
Yeah. All right. Thank you. What an amazing session that was with Dr. Miller. And I feel like it's really a perfect segue into what I have to share today.
perfect.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily, let's see, have a breathing exercise, but I have no self-awareness exercise that we can start with and just check to see where we are and why we're here today and what brought you here today. So maybe I'm sure you have already taken away so much from this summit. Hasn't it been great? Day 4 is just so packed of so much goodness and so much great information. So thankful for the replays because I haven't been able to be in every session or listen to every session, but we'll definitely go back and listen to those replays. So, yeah, so maybe you've been here to just glean some good advice, some good either parenting or classroom advice from all these speakers. Maybe you're here because there's things going on in your life that you're wanting to help with. Maybe you're feeling tired of trying so many different things but feeling like nothing is really sticking and things maybe aren't working the way you hoped they would. Maybe life feels a little bit rushed or chaotic for you right now. Sometimes I resonate with that one. I can speak to that. I feel like life is so fast paced these days. Maybe your emotions are running high at home and you're feeling a little overwhelmed and you're asking, why do things have to be so hard? So, whatever the reasons that you are here today or watching the replay or have seen different sessions throughout this week, I just want to say welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You're in the perfect place. And yeah, welcome. So today, like Kohila said, I'll be talking about restoring your rhythm within and going from that chaotic place to a place of calm and a place of rhythm. So why does it matter? Why does rhythm matter? So I want to talk a little bit about that today too. And I feel like there's just such a common thread throughout the summit of things that we are all talking about that just connect with all the things that we're sharing. Most of us here were probably never taught to slow down. Most of us were probably taught to push harder, to hold things all together, to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and to just keep going, just keep moving forward, not really paying attention to our nervous system, to our bodies, to what our nervous system is telling you. And maybe your family doesn't need more strategies on how to fix all these things that you came here today with. Maybe what your family needs is what your nervous system is asking for. And it's not to work harder or to hold more, to do more, but it's asking for rhythm. It's asking for rhythm. So, what exactly is rhythm? And I want to talk about rhythm, but also talk about the difference between rhythm and regulation, because regulation is a word that we hear a lot. Maybe you've heard it throughout different places in your life, like maybe in a classroom or from a school or a parenting book that you've read. But what is rhythm? So, first, rhythm is not about routines or time management or consistency. Rhythm is a pattern, it's a pace in which your body moves and breathes and rests and reconnects. That's our breathing exercise we'll get to. So rhythm is a predictable movement that signals safety to your nervous system again and again. And there's probably things that you are already doing in your life that provide some rhythm resets in your life, like maybe moving to music, slowly swaying to music, rocking a baby to sleep, those types of predictable movements. And I love this definition of what rhythm is. Rhythm is nature's reset button. And so whether it's a beat, a breath that you take, a movement pattern, rhythm helps the brain and the body get back into sync, get back into alignment. Matching a repeated pattern calms the stress response. It helps recenter focus and helps you and your child feel ready for what's next. So, what is the difference between rhythm and regulation? A lot of us, like I said, have heard that maybe have heard the word regulation before. And rhythm is not about being calm all the time. That would be really hard, right? Nearly impossible to be calm all the time. But what rhythm is, it's a way to help your body feel like you're okay. And that whatever's happening, whatever is overwhelming you, or whatever's feeling chaotic or rushed in your life, that it's going to be okay. So it's a way and an awareness that can reset our nervous system and bring us back into a place of safety and connection. And I feel like we've heard those words a lot throughout the summit: safety and connection, really important, right? So if this is resonating or is it making sense for you, you can drop something in an emoji in the chat. Just want to make sure you're tracking with me. So regulation is like putting out a fire, and rhythm is what keeps it from sparking in the first place. So it is a way of, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right.
Can we give an example so they understand?
Yeah, I'm going to go into the breathing exercise right now. So that's an example of resetting your nervous system so that it is in a state of rhythm.
I'm just a excited learner here. One slide ahead. Sorry.
That's all right. Thank you for your help with that. But yeah, before we keep going, let's go ahead and do this breathing exercise. And so this one is part of our Blocks to Flow program, and it's called Square Relaxation. And we're going to inhale for 4, breathe in for 4, we'll hold for 4, and we'll breathe out for 4. And we'll do this 3 times. And then as part of a rhythm, adding the rhythm to it, you can sway from side to side or rock back and forth, or just a slight movement that just helps you and your nervous system reset. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll begin for 4. You can just, whatever feels comfortable to you, inhale and hold for 4 and exhale for 4. All right, one more time. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. I might be doing it a little fast, but last time, inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. Yeah. How are you guys feeling? You feel a little difference there? You feel something shift, something kind of change, a calmness, maybe some clarity, gentleness. Yeah, so that's an example of a rhythm reset where you're doing breathing and some movement together. Yeah, does that make sense, Kohila?
Yes. I was just actually rolling my shoulder at the same time. So
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
relief, no?
drop your shoulders, kind of let your body relax. Yeah, nice. All right. So I want to share a little bit about my story and how that ties into the work that I'm doing now. So if you want to go to the next slide. would be awesome. There it is. Okay. So I came to the US as a child. I was around 8 or 9 years old, and English was not my first language. It was my mom, my sister, and I who came, and my mom had a relative here. She had an uncle in the US, and she wanted to learn English. So at 9 years old, that's really all I knew, and the reasons why we were coming here, we were moving here. So once here, we moved around a lot, sometimes 2 to 3 times a year, which meant that there was a lot of starting over in my life, a lot of new schools, a lot of new friends, a lot of new neighbors, neighborhoods, everything really. And then at that time, which was in the early 80s, no one really looked like me. No one sounded like me. No one spoke two languages. So I just felt really different. I felt really out of place. Of course, as a 9-year-old child, what are you going to try to do? You're going to try to blend in. You're going to try to not be seen, maybe. And so I was really torn. I was torn between who I was and who I was trying to become for everyone else. And then still trying to hold on to my culture, my background, my language, all of that. And just as I think you said earlier, Kohila, lots of childhood trauma in that, in my identity and really wanting to be heard and seen. So out of that came my passion to become a teacher. And so I did. I became an elementary school teacher, and I did that for a long time. I became a bilingual teacher. I wanted to help kids who were in my same situation, who experienced the similar struggles that I experienced. And so I poured over 20 years into my students and really gave them everything I had. Yeah. But no matter what I tried over the years, it just felt like it was getting harder. Things weren't changing. I felt like I wasn't making a difference, as much of a difference as I wanted to make. And I wasn't really meeting their needs like they needed. I wasn't giving them what they needed. I felt like actually things were getting worse, especially in the last decade, right? So students were struggling more than ever. And so now there were just the layers of their struggle and with their identity, but then everything else on top of that, all the things that they struggle with now, like Dr. Miller was also talking about, the attention deficits and the screen addictions and just all the things, right? All the things that students are dealing with these days. So kids were shutting down more than ever in the classroom, especially in the last couple years. And me behind the scenes, I was really getting burnt out. I was burning out quickly. And so then that's when I realized that a lot of the problem, most of the problem, it wasn't really me and it wasn't them, but it was the system that they're in. It's that productivity and performing based system, where the one that tells kids that they're only doing well if they're going fast, and they're only doing well if they're doing more and more, right? And they pile on the work, they pile on the strategies instead of really checking in with them to see what's going on and to see what's beneath it all, and to check in with their nervous system, most importantly, right? To see what's really going on beneath all of it. So these systems that are pushing kids through instead of slowing down to figure out what's going on underneath, it's the behaviors and the struggles. It is slowing down. It's slowing them down to understand in their nervous system. So it's not giving them the tools that they need. That's my point. They're not addressing it, and they're not giving them the tools they need to move forward. So it wasn't until I stepped out of this work, out of that, and into this work, where I began to really realize and began to reconnect myself with something that I just didn't even know was happening. And that's the ability to slow down your pace in life. And that's okay. And to realize that you can just stop to notice, stop to be curious about things, and to lead from a place of compassion instead of control. And that was a big one for me in the classroom as well. Yeah. So what if the answer isn't more strategies, right? More things to do, push harder, do more, but it's more rhythm. And you can go to the next slide. Rhythm and rhythm reset is a simple tool. And like we experienced today, and I'm sure throughout the summit, it's simple tools that just entail for you to slow down your breath. With rhythm, it's gentle, repeated movements like swaying or rocking, even tapping. It's really simple things like just moving away from the rush and the chaotic situation to a state where it just shifts you. It shifts your attention to something else. So it can be a game, it can be a song, it can be a silly dance, it can be balloon breathing, just any type of movement that shifts your body and resets your body in a different direction. Yeah, it's letting your body rest in that pattern. When we slow our breath and quiet the noise, we create space and we model calm and safety to our children and to our students. So you're not in that chaos or hurry performing and producing mode anymore, but you're in gentleness and you're in peace because that's what's overflowing from you. So these aren't strategies, but like I said before, it's more like a lifestyle. These are ways to listen and to meet the needs of your nervous system and where it's at. And I'll say this part again because I thought it was really just powerful that rhythm is nature's reset button. So whether it's a beat, even just clapping, a breath, or a movement pattern, rhythm helps your brain and your body get back into sync. So if there's anything to take away from this talk today, remember that you don't have to hold it all together. You don't have to carry it all. You can pause and remember what's true, that you're not behind, that you're not failing, and that you are allowed to slow down. So find your rhythm, settle into it, and invite your child and your students to do the same. Come back to what matters, one breath at a time, one rhythm at a time. And if moving from chaos to rhythm resonates with you and you'd like to continue to learn more, I'd love to stay connected. So you can join my email list at yannick@thelearningsuccessway.com. And I'll send you a free rhythm reset guide with more ideas, more simple ideas of how to do rhythm resets with yourself or with your child. Do them at home. And then for the first 3 people that email me, I'm going to offer a free return to rhythm week from our Blocks to Flow program. So yeah, it's about slowing down and observing, right? So we would look at where your family's at with that and find ways of restoring your rhythm. So thank you again. I'm so glad you were here. Thank you for listening. And remember that your calm matters, your rhythm matters, and your presence is enough.
Wow, thank you. Love it. For information about Yannick, if you didn't catch the email that she just gave out and her gift, in our magazine, her article is there, as well as all her contact information, as well as on the journal. She has a place there as well, and her contact information is there as well. And then if you need anything, you can reach out to anyone else here. They'll give it to you as well. But you know what I forgot, Yannick?
What did you forget?
Because I was doing so many brain exercise, my brain was speeding up so much. I forgot to do something. Did you remember what I forgot? I didn't even introduce you.
Oh, and we were running a little late, so I thought maybe
That's not fair. I need to show you your blessed life here. So I want to do that right now. So here we go. So she stands for guiding families out of chaos back to what? Does anyone know the answer? It's actually good to do this way too, to see if they were listening, right?
Yeah, quick quiz.
So what do you take them back to? Rhythm?
Back to rhythm, from chaos
I
to
got it,
rhythm.
guys. I got 1 point. You guys did, and I got that first one right.
You got it.
I'm gonna perform here. Watch. Oh, calm. Someone says calm, rhythm. That's the answer. Rhythm. Okay, perfect. So next, she believes rhythm is more than. Anybody has an answer for that? She believes rhythm is more than. Yannick, tell us. Rhythm is more than.
Then regulation.
Awesome. Thank you. More than strategy, more than
More than,
regulation. Yeah, they got it.
lots of good ones.
They're listening.
Yay.
She was committed to showing parents how to use Yeah, someone says that they like it this way at the end. This is a quiz. I'm acting like a nice teacher over here right now, quizzing them. So, what is it? She is committed to showing parents how to use regulation. Is that, can we say yes to that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or anything else? Yannick, you want to add?
Yeah, using rhythm as a lifestyle, using rhythm in your everyday life, using rhythm as something that's not preventative, but, or it's, yeah, you don't use it at the heat of the moment, but it's just the way that you function in life.
Yes. And then, just going to take that off because it's on top. He is here to remind us that coherence isn't what? Coherence isn't, I don't know. Tell me, Yannick, what is it?
Coherence isn't chaos. Coherence isn't always consistency. Coherence isn't performance or productivity.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. Any questions for Yannick? Thank you for being vulnerable, sharing your story. Sounded like similar to mine. There's so many others like us, moved to a new country, new language, new everything, and trying to find a way through it in such a young age. So that nervous system is always in chaos, always questioning everything.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Awesome. So all the information about Yannick is in the magazine and the journal. Thank you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Kohila. It was an honor to be here. I'm excited for the summit and everything else